The screen glows with a clean, dark mode terminal. A flashing cursor pulses rhythmically. It is a steady, mechanical heartbeat. The speaker leans in, eyes locked on the lens. He does not smile. He looks at the camera as if he is debugging a faulty script. Most people treat their lives like a broken terminal. They type commands like become a millionaire or master finance into the void and hit enter, expecting the universe to execute the code. But nothing happens. The screen stays blank. Then the system crashes by Tuesday. You fall into a cycle of doom scrolling. You stare at the ceiling, and you wonder why your willpower failed. You blame your discipline. You blame your lack of focus. You are looking at the wrong variable. Here is the engineering truth. You do not have a willpower problem. You have a system architecture problem. You are treating your mind like a single, exhausted laborer in a system that demands a processor. Your operating system needs an upgrade. Let us build it. Think about your last attempt to change. You pushed. You strained. You relied on that thin, brittle resource called willpower. That is your first mistake. Willpower is not a fuel. It is a temporary surge of voltage. It is meant for spikes, not sustained output. When you treat your life as a series of willpower tests, you are essentially overclocking a processor that has no cooling system. By Wednesday, the heat builds up. The tasks you set for yourself become heavy, jagged, and impossible to move. You do not quit because you are lazy. You quit because your internal architecture literally cannot sustain the load you are placing upon it. It is a classic system crash. The screen of your reality freezes. The mouse cursor stops moving. You sit there, staring at the same unfinished project, feeling the weight of every unachieved goal pressing against your ribs. You are not failing as a person. You are failing as a machine because you are running a software stack that was never designed to scale. It is time to stop apologizing for your exhaustion and start fixing the code that causes it. In high-end software, we do not rely on a single overburdened process to handle complexity. We use multi-agent orchestration. We break massive, impossible goals into tiny, automated agents. Each agent has one specific function, one purpose, one output. Imagine a software pipeline. If you prompt a single model to write a report and format it simultaneously, it hallucinates, it breaks. Engineers fix this with an agentic workflow. Agent A conducts the research. Agent B performs the writing. Agent C executes the final formatting. Each agent is simple, low energy, and repeatable. But together, they perform human-grade labor without the risk of a system crash. This is the shift you must make. You are currently acting as the entire pipeline, the processor, and the cooling system all at once. You are trying to be the researcher, the writer, and the editor in the same millisecond. That is not productivity. That is a bottleneck. We are going to modularize your output. We are going to move away from the singular, stressed-out worker model and move toward a system of automated handoffs. Your mind is capable of immense complexity, but only if you stop forcing it to handle every subtask concurrently. We stop the chaos by isolating the function. When you try to work on your side hustle while simultaneously managing your inbox, your finances, and your social obligations, you are triggering a fatal error. In computing, we call this CPU thrashing. It happens when a system spends more time switching between tasks than actually executing them. You are forcing your brain to play every agent at once. The context switching costs are massive. You get tired, your focus fractures, and you feel the mental heat rising before you have even typed a single word. You are effectively starving your own logic. Every time you shift from a high-leverage task to a low-value distraction, your processor stalls. You are running in circles, burning cycles, and achieving zero net progress. This is the exact moment where your performance hits a wall. The system is not broken, but it is stuck in a loop of constant, inefficient recalibration. You cannot win this way. The only way to stop the thrashing is to force the system to execute one script at a time. Your conscious mind is a single-threaded process. It is time to treat it like one. We must isolate the function and protect the thread from interference. The solution is not more speed. It is better architecture. The battle for your day is lost before you even leave your bed. Think about your morning. You wake up, you reach for the phone. In that split second, you are allowing external algorithms to dump gigabytes of chaotic, unoptimized data directly into your RAM. It is a digital flood. Your attention is fragmented, shattered into 1,000 pieces before your feet touch the floor. You are effectively overwriting your primary processing partition with junk data. This is not a passive act. It is a hostile takeover of your cognitive bandwidth. You are treating your mind like an open-access server, allowing every notification, every headline, and every social ping to consume your limited cycles. By the time you actually start your work, your mental architecture is already corrupted. You are running on cached, low-value input. Your processing power is gone. You are fighting an uphill battle against a system that is already overloaded. We must stop this. We have to secure the input stream. If you do not protect your mental RAM, you have no chance of executing high-level tasks. The morning is the most vulnerable point in your entire architecture. It is time to lock it down. We deploy Agent 1 now, the data input filter. This is not a suggestion. It is a mandatory protocol. From the moment you wake, your device is dead to you. For exactly 60 minutes, there is a total digital blackout. No emails, no feeds, no news. You are creating a vacuum. In that space, the noise dies down, and your focus returns to your own internal processing. You will feel the urge to check. That is the system craving its fix. Deny it. Instead, you extract the single leverage metric that dictates your growth for the next 24 hours. You pull that one task out of your head and onto a physical dashboard, a notepad, a whiteboard, something tactile, something that cannot ping you. By offloading this priority, you stop your mind from looping on unfinished business. Your RAM is clear. Your objective is isolated. You are no longer reacting to the world. You are dictating the terms of your own output. You have reclaimed your morning. You have secured the input stream. With the filter active, the architecture is finally stable. Now, we move to the next phase of the build. Now, we deploy Agent 2, the trigger agent. Most people fail because they wait for inspiration. They treat productivity like a mood. That is a fatal architectural error. Systems do not care about how you feel. They run on triggers. When event X occurs, you execute action Y every single time. It is a hard-coded loop. To build this, you use friction inversion. You make the cost of distraction higher than the cost of work. You take your phone, the primary source of your dopamine decay, and you lock it in a drawer. You move it out of your immediate reach. You increase the physical effort required to abandon your task. Then, you set a temporal anchor. When the clock strikes 6:30 p.m., the laptop opens. No negotiation. No internal debate. The trigger fires, and the system executes. You are creating a physical trap that forces your focus. By manipulating your environment, you eliminate the need for willpower entirely. You are no longer fighting yourself. You are simply following the command line you wrote. The environment does the heavy lifting. The path is clear. The trigger is set. The system is ready to run. Finally, we deploy Agent 3, the optimization loop. Most people treat 15-minute habits as linear tasks. They miss the architecture entirely. Systems do not just work, they scale. If you cannot manage 15 minutes of focus today, you will never manage a complex portfolio tomorrow. This is where your optimization agent takes command. Every week, You run a diagnostic. You open your log and look at the cold, hard data. Did the triggers fire? Where did the system lag? Where did the architecture break down? Here is the crucial shift. Stop viewing failure as a personal flaw. It is not an indictment of your character. It is a software bug. Bugs are not failures. They are data points. When you see a lag, you do not cry. You patch it. You adjust the trigger. You tighten the friction. You recalibrate the filter. This process changes your relationship with your own output. You stop fearing the glitch and start hunting for it. Every bug you find and remove is a permanent upgrade to your capabilities. You are debugging your own life into existence. The tension of perfectionism vanishes, replaced by the surgical thrill of constant, incremental refinement. Your system is now self-correcting. Now, observe the scaling. When you remove the bugs, you stop working harder and start working with leverage. Most people grind against their biology for years, seeing only linear, incremental progress. That is the cost of a chaotic architecture. But once your agents are synchronized, the output begins to compound. It is the difference between manual labor and an automated server farm. Every bug you patch removes a drain on your cognitive RAM. You free up processing power. You gain the ability to handle more complex tasks, not because you have more willpower, but because your system is finally efficient. You are building a machine that grows stronger with every cycle. This is the shift from a flickering terminal to a high-performance engine. You will look back at your previous level of output and see it as a baseline, a starting point for what you are about to become. You are no longer managing your time. You are architecting a trajectory of dominance. The lag is gone. The friction is minimized. The system is accelerating. You are not just working. You are scaling your life into a force that can no longer be contained by old habits. The architecture is solid. The path is open. The era of manual struggle ends here. It is time to stop collecting productivity content. You do not need more information. You need an architecture. Tonight, the work begins. Define your leverage task, set your physical trigger, and prepare your diagnostic log. Stop grinding against your biology. Stop blaming your willpower for failures that are purely systemic. Let the architecture do the heavy lifting. You have the blueprint. You have the agents. You have the diagnostic loop. The transition from a broken terminal to a high-performance system is a choice you make in the next 5 minutes. Do not close this video and return to your old loop. Take control. If you are ready to stop dreaming and start deploying, type "System Engaged" in the comments. Let the world see that you are no longer a passive observer of your own life, but the architect of your own evolution. I am Jerry Wang, and your system initialization starts now. Execute the protocol. Build your machine. The terminal is waiting for your input.